I'm interested, Chief, in what you're seeing in terms of crime trends around the city based on the fact that people have been essentially voluntarily sheltering in place. In my ward, I've seen we had an armed robbery with a gun and 2 guns stolen. Kind of unheard of in the Kenwood area, right? And then another person chased down the Cedar Lake bike trail on their bike with a car and held up at gunpoint. Those are unusual for the ward that I represent. I'm wondering what you're seeing in terms of overall trends, and if you can just share a little bit about, it might be just from one kind of crime to another, or maybe crime is down all over, or unfortunately out of desperation it could be higher too. So I'm hoping that the chair, even going forward, would maybe think through, could we have a briefing in writing or in committee about where crime trends are going as we move through this pandemic?
I'm going to be really leaning in towards more from now until the next couple of weeks. We certainly, with the governor's declaration of the school closing, so that will be a different dynamic for us to watch to see what the amount of youth that are now out of school, how that plays out throughout our city, but also with the certainly the mayor's emergency declaration with businesses, nightclubs, restaurants, and those closings. I've had conversations with our precinct inspectors to watch to see if we should happen to see a trend in burglaries, quite frankly, if folks are knowing that many of these businesses are closed. So so I don't really have much data right now since these 2 major events with the school closings and certainly the business being closed, but I'm making sure that through our Deputy Chief of Patrol, DC Waite, as well as our inspectors, to start monitoring to see about the impacts of COVID-19, particularly with our businesses and our residents across the city, to see if we're seeing any sorts of spikes that are just kind of anomalies, as you just mentioned.